is one of the most important American composers in the history. Can you tell us why he was important? Or you don't think he's important? Yeah, he said he made an important influence on the American works. Yeah, I mean, definitely, because he merged the popular idioms, the jazz idiom, with the classical. So like it really, well, and also composers, it's hard to make a living, but I think he is the best example that he was earning one of the best at the time. You know, he was actually earned a very generous living as a composer living in New York, write a lot of Broadway shows, and that made him one of the most rich men in the music circle. Okay, so jazz, you know, when we think about jazz, is it something very timid, or is it very serious? Or it's actually something to please the audience, right? Yeah, so I think the way you play is a little bit too shy, you know, it's almost like, you know, when I want to see a when I want to see a tiger in the zoo, and I'm seeing a cat. So I think you are playing jazz. You know, you want to show us what is the jazz idiom, and you want to be a showman. You know, this is definitely a showpiece, right? I think the first one you were doing this. Can I have the piano? You were doing more like this. You know, everyone would be curious what's written on the score. It's actually say forte, right? And then I could not really hear that. You know, I think you are making a statement. You want to invite the audience to know what's next for you. And then I would say, almost like you are thinking it's a trumpet making a statement, or like, you know, it's actually, the sound can go across the field, that kind of feeling, and not just, yeah, I would put, the first note was a two-note slur with an accent, right? If you want the second one more like an echo, fine. In jazz, I think it's okay to do some ornaments. I mean, have you heard some recording of this piece? Yeah, you probably heard someone did this, right? I think it's okay, because like otherwise it's a little bit bare, right? Because we might need something to invite the audience and by the way, you played the wrong notes. It's actually an octave lower. You were doing the original octave, right? Yeah, so it should be on this. Yeah. So Gershwin is very smart. He is using the register on the keyboard, you know, in the middle register, almost like, for me, if I want to try to orchestrate it, not just trumpet. It's actually trumpet with a mute, that kind of feeling. You know, those like that kind of sound, a bit nasal sound, right? And then the whole orchestra went in, right? Yeah, let's go from beginning. So thinking about a trumpet, when they play, they play out, right? They don't play like that, right? Can I have some pedal that could help? And really feel that, like that slur, really connected. Yeah, kind of tape out the second note. Same thing. I like that a lot better. Now I'm feeling like I'm actually seeing a character and not just a typer trying to type out the notes. Okay, let's jump to the double forte in the right note with the right notes on the third bar. Yeah, it's okay, yes, because they actually changed the register, right? Yeah, so when you actually play the correct notes, it feels a lot more sound. It's almost like you're celebrating something. Okay, and I do like the tempo a lot better. Can we keep the same tempo here? You need a lot more strength going into the piano. And what you did was really good. You are playing a lot deeper to the key, right? You were pushing a lot more strength into the keyboard, right? And also jazz, the idiom of jazz is actually quite different from our classical idioms, right? There's a lot of random accents. And when we play Chopin, I'm sure we will talk a lot about the legato later in the Ballade, right? It's all about long lines. But for the jazz, it's a lot shorter segments and with the contrast of some legato. For example here, it's accent. Right, the first note and the last note is having accent. Yeah, and also making sure the left hand is almost like the ostinato. It's always there. It's going to be right. That rhythms, it shouldn't change because you are doing some rubatos on the right hand. So making sure it's always in the background. It is not loud, but making sure it's very precise. Even though we are hearing the right hand, but we are still hearing the rhythms. Yeah, sometimes you were a little bit sloppy. You were doing right. There's no energy to the left hand. Yeah, let's go from there. It's a lot more fun and more energy, right? Give you an applause. Yeah. I think for you also feel a lot more fun playing, right? Good. Let's continue. Can we go on to the next section? Yes, although now we are in a new melody, but the left hand of the rhythms. It's kind of still there with some variations, right? So I think what you did is really good. You know, although it's pianissimo, but you still keep the rhythms very precise. But however, the right hand, can I make it more mysterious? Can I? And not just trying to walk around the shopping mall, you know. One direction. Really try, the repetition should not sound the same. It needs to have some sort of either the decrescendo or the crescendo. I think in this case, a nice crescendo would be nice. Making sure, it's almost like when you play the wind instrument, you want to use the tonguings, right? Very, very important. From there, continue. Good. Okay. When you have such a big instrument, I think pedaling is becoming kind of important. It's difficult. I think piano can be very difficult because we are handling so many notes. But at the end, the most difficult thing for me, and from what I see a lot of doctoral students or master students, is actually the pedal. because the pedal can help you to create more tones. For example, here, okay, let me see if I can sight read. Because you were playing without pedal, so it is a little bit dry. Yeah, I think you can try to hear the harmony. The next one, the last one. Yeah, and not so dry now. Sorry. Yeah, so really here. Yeah, right? It's actually a nice seventh chord. Really enjoying this one. The very last chord is a lot brighter, right? From a little bit darker. Yeah, that's why he actually write a big crescendo. Let's try from there. Let's do very slow. Let's block the chord. With the pedal. Try not to go so much in, because a lot of people actually thinking they want to play louder, they do this. But you actually realize the elbow is restrained, so you couldn't really have the sound go in, right? So when we try to have the more sound, we want the whole arm to really free drop. So if you are doing this, it's probably hard to free drop from the arm, right? So when you do sit a little bit straight, a little bit further away from the keyboard, I mean, not the whole butt, but yes, just the whole upper body. Try from there, just blocking the chord. Very good. Very nice. Now you feel like there's air in between the keyboard and your body, right? Yeah. Let's try that again a little bit faster. Dong, ding, boom, bing. With the last chord. Yes, that's actually the arrival point, not the one before. Okay, now as it written. In that tempo. Okay, let's do one more technique. Thinking about down, up, release the last note. It's a 3-note group. Down, up on the last note. Yeah, just let go. Try. Yeah, can I have with the pedal? Very good, and then change. Yes, next one. Yes, because our pinky is very weak, but when we actually try to do this gesture, push forward, then we actually have some more strength by pushing forward, right? With your left hand. Try. Yeah. So remember, when we want a little bit more strength, look at my elbow. So you are doing this. So what happens if I do go outwards? Here it's actually pulled away, right? But we want this pinky to be more supported. It's actually bring back your elbow and go forward and not outwards, right? Do you see the difference? So when I do outwards, see my pinky is not really doing much of the strength, but when I actually pull this back, just pushing forward, then I actually have more strength on my pinky. Right? Try. Very good. With pedal. Yes. One more time with the left hand. Yes. Very good. Very good. That's the idea. Okay, everything. Good. Okay, can we have crescendo? Relax your body. Better. Yeah? Okay. Can you try to apply by yourself on the next one? Exactly the same thing, just different notes. from here. Actually, here. Very good. So what happened on those 4 bars? Is it the same idea twice, or he's writing different things?
I mean, it's like the same notes.
Yeah, it's the same notes, but going 1 octave higher. And when composers do that, do we usually do something for the higher ones? What do we do? Do we play less or more?
More.
Yes, we play more. Can I? Yeah, and then will he actually keep the same rhythmic value, right? It's always 16 notes followed by followed by 8 notes and the dotted rhythm. So. But now, yeah, so making sure there is a room to crescendo because you were saying you want more. So if I'm already too loud here, then there's no way to grow, right? So I would do a little bit less. And then now more. Yeah, okay, the last thing I want to work with you is actually how to bring a good sound here. This is a giant instrument. You should be able to create giant sound too, right? The way you play again, because your upper body was leaned forward, so there's no, you are thinking you are grabbing a lot of sound here, but you are not utilizing your arm weight. Have you seen the old Brahms picture with the big belly? Right? You have to imagine you have a big belly that you couldn't really go forward too much. Yeah, kind of feeling like you are sitting so straight with confidence, right? And then really feel like the elephant knows, that kind of feeling. And just use the whole thing, drop. Very nicely sent into the keypad and slowly release. Yeah, not everything so quick. Next one. Next one. And the last one. And really hear the sound, the extension of the sound. And not just hit and then you close your ears. Really hear the sound travels. Let's do those 4 chords for me. Just the first one for now. See if you can feel the arm weight. A little bit better. It's already a lot louder. However, I want a better tone by a little bit more on the pinky. You know, when the pinky is really bright and nice, it really can travel really far with that tone. One more time with a lot more on pinky. A little bit better. Next one. Okay, can I have more? Very good. Next one. Next one, even more. Okay. So those are the 4 big pillars, right? And then remember when you jump back, don't bring your upper body or neck go forward. Really just put your hand back. Yeah, can we from there? Slow. Dum da dum ba dum da dum. That rhythm. Yes, next one. Very good. Very good. Continue for just a little bit. Now I finally have that kind of celebrating sound. Again, can I have the last one? Really. Top notes kind of singing. Yeah, and use the pedal to generate the sound. Yeah, let's do slower. Be really focusing on the 4, 5, right? 4, 5. So today we actually talk about a few things. One, jazz idioms. There's a lot of accents, right? And a lot of some small slurs that you have to bring out. And two, the very important is how to create bigger sound. It's kind of sitting straight and then using your arm weight, right? Very good. Nice to hear you. Good job. why at the same time so difficult? I think because he actually write a lot of ornaments, right? Because, can I? You know, he's writing the melody on. Right, there's a lot of twists and turns. And I think that's the most difficult part. How are we going to do the rubato on those twists and turns? Right? I mean, because if you are doing so literal, you know. It sounds robotic. It doesn't make sense, right? So it's actually it's important to thinking about how you would sing as a singer. The way he writes is actually very operatic influence, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of twists and turns. You're not gonna do so in a way like scientific, right? Try to think what is the important notes. You know? Ta, 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 ta. That's actually all around the same notes. And then, right? I would try to hear the grouping and not try to type out all the notes in one take. Yeah. And I think it's important also to create the mood. Right? I mean, every piece had their own mood. We have Gershwin, but here, really kind of melancholy. It's almost like you are a little bit lost in the very, you know, after midnight you are trying to walk outside, that kind of feeling, right? With maybe a little bit fog, you know, and then really enjoying the what we call this kind of open fifth sound, and then I think that's gonna be on the background, right? Really hear that open fifth. And then finally, he's changing the direction. Yeah, that's really trying to create this kind of ambience. Yeah, let's just do it just for your left hand. Really feel like you are swinging from one tree to another tree. Swing from this. Really making sure all those three are even and not right. Then I don't really hear. I don't hear your E, right? Making sure, yes, every notes are even and heard. Yes. See, you are already letting go your this tone, right? Change pedal. A little bit better. Oh, you're letting go your pinky again. And then go to the highest. Yeah, so this is a cello. Do you play other instruments? You play viola. I actually do play viola myself too. You know, when you really try to, you know, you have to press the ball, right, on the right hand if you want to dig in a little bit deeper, right? So making sure you go in a little bit, but similar here. Yeah, you really want to feel, you know, the right hand kind of pressure, but it's now on the piano, it's actually here. The finger pad. Just the last 5 notes. There. Yes. Okay. Now relax your wrist. You're actually pressed down a lot. Really focus on this part. Yeah, slow, very slow. See, I don't really feel anything here. Yeah. Yes, try one more time. A lot better. Now at least I hear the connection, like you control your left, right hands, right? Yeah, I mean, in viola playing or string playing, the right hand it's important, right? For piano playing, it's actually the finger pad is very important. Okay, both hands. Now the right hand have the biggest issue. Making sure let go of the, yeah, but you are doing, yeah, so it's almost like a hiccup. So making sure the right hand is an accompaniment, right? So thinking about this as a flute or winds. Yeah, like a clarinet and bassoon, I can feel it. Just the right hand for now. Oh, you're giving a big accents, right? Yeah, and how are we going to avoid the accents? How can we do it?
Probably just like trying to play even hands separately and just like intensely.
So physically, if we want to have the sound, we actually go down, right? For piano, like everything go down will make sound. If you want to make a softer sound, the easiest way is actually push, kind of go forward, right? Because if you are hammering, then yes, yeah. So and then make sure you relax your knuckles. Try it. Yeah. So trying to connect these two notes. Can I use two? And then just use your palm weight. Your palm is actually heavy, right? Very heavy. So all you have to do is just use the natural way to go sink in, right? That's and then go, yeah, just lead forward. Can I just have those two notes for now? So first one down. Yeah, your up is too early. You are already. No, it's better, and then release the notes. You are not releasing. You are. Really hear the silence, right? Oh, connect the notes. Yes, but not quick. You are not doing. That's a staccato. Thinking about the smoke, just went away, vanished. Slow. Yeah, you are pushing very fast. Slow push. Better. Yes. That's so much better. Okay, now with two notes. A little bit better. And remember here to hear the silence? Yes. Yes. That's going to be in your background with left hand. Yes. I still want the cello a lot more resonance. That was already a lot better. Yes, I would practice the whole section separate hands. Yeah. Can I? So after you have this kind of melancholy loneliness on the beginning, finally we have this is very difficult because there's a lot of things actually musicality and not about technicality. You know, he is trying to go higher and higher. The first time to here, to this note. And the second time, and then third time, you want to feel higher for each time. So the first try, each, right? And then he's trying to use that kind of sobbing tones. So it's okay not to try to connect it so wonderfully. You know? Yeah, so he actually, a lot of composers love to do this. 2 plus 2 plus 4. So almost like having a shorter idea. Same thing. Finally, because you are trying to tease the audience. Finally, a long phrase. A little bit, but let's try to hear the structure first. Yeah. And coming back. Okay, well actually let's try to fix one thing at a time. Sorry, maybe I should just have you to play the bass and the right hand. We are not doing So not just the first note, it's actually every note. Making sure you sustain all the notes. And then coming back at the end. So here, coming down a little bit. So it's almost like we are having 3 times going up, right? And we have 3 times coming down. Yeah, let's go from there again. That's the first time, and then the second time. Okay, sorry. Can we actually stop here? Stop there, and then stop there. Next phrase, and then even last. Yes, okay. So try to, it's so hard to understand Chopin's music because he actually tried to do a lot of lead, almost like operatic singing, but try to make a grouping. Yeah, okay, everything. Just the right hand, and I'll play the left hand for you. Ready, go. That's the very end, right? Try one more time. Ready, go. Coming back. Better. Okay, now let's fix the left hand because you're too loud, right? Yeah, can't just have the left hand by itself. ends in that tempo, very slow. Change pedal, change, change. Yes, okay. That was actually so much better already. Yeah, because otherwise the Chopin, the poetic language of Chopin wasn't there. Yeah, right. Now I'm getting a lot more. Okay, now go to the B section. There. Okay, what happened on the B section? We were having a kind of very gloomy. The A section is in the minor mode, right? And it's almost like I was surprised. I was in Mexico City, and then it was raining the whole time, and it was very cold. And here it's like so sunny. So B section is like very sunny, like here. Can I? Yeah. So really enjoying the sunshine and not just. Yeah, really feel the pulse that is still going. Right, the first time it's going down. Actually, the composer is doing the simple trick. Has been doing the same trick the entire many centuries, right? It's going down. And then the second time is actually going up again. Right? It's yeah. So really feel like the energy change. Right? I want a lot more sound. And then don't press down your wrists. No. Really feel the first. No, that was too rough. It's actually use. Well, do you sleep with pedal? Do you sleep with pillow? Yeah. You want to feel that kind of resistance. You are going down, but it's not really just that, right? Really having resistance, having some resistance. So when you go down, but with some of the resistance, that kind of feeling, and not, yeah. Yes. By yourself is still too loud. So let's just do the bass. No, just do the bass with the right hand. So making sure you want to feel like a little bit more funky in a way, and not just same thing, Really enjoy this flat and not just go right in, because it should be right. But he actually trying to use the flat 6 actually. You will learn the theory later. Flat 6. play the left hand for you. Ready, go. But I want to, so you're actually playing this wrist doing this a lot. So making sure here is all relaxed and use the palm weight. It's quite heavy, right? Just very easy to sink in and really feel the finger pads sustaining. Yeah. Try it. Ready, go. Continue crescendo. Ta, ta, di, da, di, da, ti. So Chopin's, it's really difficult. I think the first thing you do have to fix is actually don't press down the wrist so much. Why? Because then we are not able to make a good legato, right? Because if you're actually trying to hear everyone play play Chopin, the wrist rotations have to be smooth, right, and not press down all the time. I would fix that, one, and two, the left hand. It's always making sure a lot less sound. And I would actually practice with two hands, right? Use the left hand to do the bass, and then the right hand do the accompaniment. And then once you get the volume and the balance you like, and duplicate that in one hand. Yeah? Good. Thank you. Good job. sorry to cut you there. Do you have cadenza?
Oh, no.
No? Okay. Well, I mean, next is the recapitulation. I think we can start there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Are you going to write your own cadenza? Or
Maybe in the future.
in the future? And you haven't practiced the cadenza yet, right?
Oh, I have, I don't play cadenza there, but I play the rest of it, and I play cadenza at the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, do you have this section?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's actually continue from there.
Oh, continue.
Just the cadenza.
Just
Yeah, we will skip the recap.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. Is this your first concerto?
Yes.
Nice. You really improved a lot. I mean, from last year the Chopin etudes to this one. Have you played with orchestra yet?
Yes.
You did. Nice. How you like it?
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, it's stressful, but a very nice experience.
And stressful how? I mean, I'm sure not everyone here played with orchestra. Like, why was it stressful?
I mean, I guess because it's probably like the biggest crowd I've played in front of as well.
Uh-huh.
So the audience size, and also because like there's an entire orchestra that's like kind of following me here. So
Yes.
there's the pressure is basically on for me to not mess up.
Yes, and you do have to count correctly,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I want to talk about like three different sound as a pianist. We have a solo sound and we have a chamber music sound. I mean, you were talking about you were playing Saint-Saëns quintets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also we have orchestra sound. Why do I say we should have three different sound?
I think because it depends on like the size of the group you're playing with.
Yeah, because you were just said you were stressful because you have a big orchestra with you, right? That's why you are almost like one against many, right? So you do want a bigger sound. Whereas chamber music, you also want a little bit bigger sound, but not concerto sound. But you also want to feel you are able to against the string quartet in a way. And solo, you can make a lot of contrast as well. And I would say with concerto, there's one very important thing is no hesitations, right? I think there's some places you did really well, but for example here, I'll play a little bit of orchestra. Yeah, making sure you just go in. Yeah, I think you were a little bit about like you are very elegant, but a little bit hesitation. I think it doesn't really feel the soloistic approach. You know, coming right away. Sorry. Yeah, making sure you take over. Really make that nice legato, and then hop. You really feel the ease of coming downwards. And not. Let's go from there. I'll play the orchestra. Yeah, but making sure the tone is not military. It's really like kind of a childhood memory. And that. with water. That kind of gesture. And here, your finger is not going downwards, it's always sliding up. Yeah? Okay, now the most difficult part here. We actually have a lot of this kind of writing in the piano. But here, Mozart is writing something different. He's writing the slurs, legato on top of it. So you are not gonna do, it's actually a little legato. You're actually trying to do a lot more overlap. Try there. Yes, yes. Can I have a lot less on the left hand? And then more on right hand, on the, especially here. Crescendo. Don't try not to slow down. Yeah, here trying to have more like hopping. Yeah, and a nice decrescendo. Yes, try not to use your head to play piano. Yeah, use your fingers. A lot more sound. Let's do that slow. Use your ear, yes. Oh, that was already too loud, right? The most, together. The most. And then last. Yes, you do actually have to have that kind of control. Yeah, with a little bit faster. Better, except you miss some notes. Both hands. Don't slow down. Yes, that was so much better. This is the very first entrance. You want us to remember who you are, right? Can I? Sorry. And then change color. A long line. Here is finally fun. Sorry. Really hear this tone? It's actually like the sweet spot. Yeah, so what did I do with my left hand? Not equally loud, right? So I'm doing the least crescendo and then light touch. Yeah, can we try the just the left hand? Okay, I'll play the right hand. Ready, go. Okay, try again. Oh, you were late there. Right, one more time. Ready, go. Yeah, so making sure it's very easy. Good, both hands. And making sure it's really legato. And the legato is it's actually laying on 5 and 4, right? So focus on 5 and 4 and not thumb, right? Yeah, making sure it's just fun. Just that much. Yes, very good. And what happens next? The same thing with the variation. Can I? I think your 16 notes it needs to be a lot more brilliant, no? And not, it's a little bit lazy, right? Now here, 1, 2, 3. first note, you are doing. Yes, and then can I play one note, release one note? And then small crescendo. Yes, a little bit faster, ready, go. Yes, I need that kind of clarity. Can I have the left hand here? There's a wrong note. Yes, a G sharp. Next one. Very good. Can I have a lot more clarity? Try again. Oops. Yes. You do need that because that's the idea going through piano and orchestra. Right? Okay, now we are going to the next theme. Can I? Here, you have to really feel like you are having fun. You know? One is going up and then going. Try to hear the difference, you know, and not. Really hear that note. Maybe thinking the first time is like flute, and then maybe a clarinet. Really go for it, you know. I think you need the solo sounds a lot more. Try again there. Can you come in there? And then go. Yeah, a little bit more sound. And not just the notes. I want to hear the chord. Can I have the notes? Not just. Here is actually a full quarter note and not a hiccup. You know? Sorry. Here the left hand is actually harmony. Not just. Well, remember the beginning we talked about legato, a little bit overlap. Yeah. Not too dry. Yeah, ready? Ready, go. The left hand really too loud. And not. Right there. Okay. And also you can use some pedal, very, very slight pedal. That's too much pedal. Continue. Here, can I have the piano? This is actually the idea from this, right? You become so same thing, trying to decrescendo and not tape out the last note. Oh, it's okay, just there. But the left is too loud, right? Similar, just hop. Light. Better? Can I have right hand a lot louder? Well, I know when you want one hand loud, another hand will get louder. you try to keep this hand very soft, but this hand too loud. Yes, that was so much better. Continue. Okay, the right hand is slurred, right? Is left hand also slurred here? No. Can I? Yeah. So for you guys, that's just I'll play her version. She was doing. Sorry. But it's actually written. What's the difference? The left hand is actually short, right? He actually writing, and you were doing, and let's see how different can that be. Whereas, right? That really make the classicism, and a lot of people say how to make Mozart sounds Mozart. It's actually relying on the articulations. Let's see if you can change to that correct articulation. The left hand too loud. The last note less. Okay, both hands. Better. And then now the beat. Yes. Okay. Now I want a big contrast. Okay, can I? Are able to do this kind of very delicate, and then a lot of sound. And then back to. I want this bigger sound, a wave from there. The left hand sounds less piano, sounds like a cello and bass, and not. Yeah, a little bit of echo, that kind of effect, you know, and with a little bit of pedal, T and let go, just a quarter note pedal. Yes, and why? Because then we can have some of the kind of, you are articulating with the pedal with the harmony. And then back to. Yeah, now then you can, well, because those are two contrasts. It's not just about volume, but also about the harmony and the colors, right? We have this. And then. Yeah. So I want those two different things, delicate and a kind of sweeping tone. Let's do the second one here. Legato, not. And that kind of is just a noise, right? Making sure it's a melodic line, right? Let's just go from there. A little bit higher. Yeah. Can I? Yeah, here have to sing. A lot higher. This is actually a tritone. It's actually not good if you just go on. It's you want to stretch. Yeah, making sure here it's like violin. A lot higher. Slower. This pedal. Yeah, here I want to hear the tone, a nice tone, and not just the left hand too loud. Treble for time. Really feel. Can I have some pedal with the top note? Yes, you want to hear. Use your ear. Yeah, that's the tone, and not. Yeah. With a little bit more suspension. Yeah, on the first knuckle. Yes. Okay, with the left hand very soft. You really want to make sure you actually go down to the keypad. Otherwise, you were just doing. Yeah. Okay, both hands. Too loud. Yes. Better. Yeah. Better. Continue. Yeah, and now here is staccato, right? And then suddenly a very crisp staccato, and then here legato. The balance is not good because your left hand is too loud. Yeah. Yeah, but making sure I hear the pulse. A lot more legato. Good. A lot more sound because you're giving to orchestra. Making sure it's legato and not. Very good. Continue. Actually, I want to fix one thing because of the time, the development. Here, this is kind of the climax of the whole piece, right? Can you play somewhere there? Okay, not bad, not bad. I think your right hand is there. However, I want to hear the colors because you are doing. I want to hear the colors. I'll play very romantic for now. It's almost like, it could have been a pop music if I played slightly different. But what I want to say is actually the colors and not just. I don't know the notes. Really, really enjoying the sound. Yeah, I mean, it can have some pedal, but not over pedal. Let's actually just try this part. And then let's try to use your ear to hear how much pedal we actually need. And then stop there. Just that first chord. And then repeat many times there. Here, just this chord. Yes, and then stop. Stop with the pedal on. With the pedal. Yes. Okay, and now see if you can do just half pedal. Yes. Try one more time. Can I have more? Yeah. Good. That's actually a good level pedal. Okay, in that tempo with the whole thing. Change. Very shallow pedal. Yes. Very good. Okay. Thank you. That was so much better. But now the cello. This is actually a sequence. So I would sustain the left hand. You were actually thinking a little bit the opposite. You were working so hard on the, but it's actually. And also here. Yeah, you want to hear the chord and not just. Yeah, and here. Oh, sorry. That's the high points, right? So making sure a lot more sound and that's. Sorry. Okay, let's go here. Drop again, you know. From last. And two there. And I will actually try not to disconnect. You are actually giving so much energy and then you let go. Yeah. So we have to do a nice decrescendo, but not too soft at the beginning. I think Mozart. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding. A lot of people think it's just like soft, cute, but I think Mozart do have a lot of minor modes. You know, if you hear his requiems, you know, it's the opposite of what a lot of people think is cute. So I think these 2 pages is a great way to start practicing, thinking a lot about harmony, and also it's left hand driven. I think a lot of time you are doing the right hand driven. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
and pathetic, right?
Oh no,
Or you were doing, which one you were doing?
Ravel.
Ravel, yes, sorry. I think we can think about the drama of the piece. I think it needs a lot different colors in your hands. Can I? I think there's some magical moments, like, here. This is almost like a church bell at the midnight, that kind of feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because you are going to the most difficult part. Even the professional pianists hate the coda, and you did actually quite well. You really have good disciplines, a lot of good foundation in your playing. Good job.
Thank you.
And I think here, it's like when you play the bells, that hitting moments, the moment you hit, it needs to have a ring, right? So your pinky, I would actually aim for your pinky a lot quicker touch. Yeah, really here, if you are able to hear the really trying to hear that. And also there's some rhythms. Somehow I don't think you were counting. You were kind of just like, oh, nice tone. Okay. Just whatever you want to do the next one. Yeah. A lot more with the rhythms, correct rhythms.
Yeah.
From there. Yeah. So all the inner voice is very soft, but only the pinky. And then the last one, yeah, a lot softer too. From the key, don't attack the key. From the key, just sing. Yeah, just the last two chords. Yeah, you always actually wait a few more beats. Yeah, right? There's the same rhythm, but you actually waited twice. Yeah. But softer on the last chord. Yeah. Okay, now we have the softest point of the whole work, right? But I want also hear the loudest one. Sorry, my bad. A lot louder sound. And not too much pedal. I think you were doing. I would make it more separate. Let it ring a little bit. And then now you have and that should actually, although it sounds like two separate events, but those should sound like a musical phrase. Do-de-da-dum-bum-bum. Hear the sound decay and then ping. Yeah. From there. And then ping. Continue. Yes. Now I hear the connection of the music phrasing. Stay. Very good. Okay, so the musical drama is actually built on the connection. I think you were doing loud and soft, but there's no connection in between. Here, I think also, it doesn't have to be. Can you just play from there?
Yeah.
Almost like a cascade feelings, Okay, I'm gonna make your life a little bit harder. Just can you play just the left hand by itself? Yeah, I think that's actually the part you need to practice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the left hand should be a lot more even, and then with the articulations, can you play it again? Da di da 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 da, every note. Da di da 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 da. Yes. Okay, can I? Because I think your pedal wasn't really helping your not helping your clarity. Which notes to change? It's like to change on the beat. You were doing random pedal, right? So change. Change the lower notes. How about that? Here. Really generating a lot more sound, and not just. And then here. It's actually important to hear the rest. And not, it's too general. There's one interesting notation that we know, like everyone knows fermata, right? But have you thinking about how we get into fermata? Because a lot of time people actually, by law, we actually have to slow down into fermata, right? You actually never hear any pieces that would just go. We always slightly waiting for the last notes, right? Yeah. And I think that's just something I realized a lot of people didn't think that way. Everyone knows fermata is holding longer, but didn't know it's actually going into it. You have to wait a little bit. So a lot of time you go with rit, the retard, and then fermata, right? Yeah. So here. That split second waiting, that makes the whole F minor chords a lot more dramatic. And even I'm not playing the loudest tone, right? I mean, I can play loud, which it shouldn't be. Some people play it like this. It actually doesn't really fit the musicality of it. It's more like have a woomph, that kind of feeling. It's almost like opera, at the end of the act, and then the curtain closed, that kind of feeling. Let's just do the last four chords. Bum, bum, bim, bum. Wrong bass. I love the last chord, but your both hands, the length is slightly different. Can I have your right hand was a little bit shorter? Tom, boom, bim, making sure two hands kind of match. That wasn't as good. I mean, the first three chords was wonderful because I was hoping to have a delay on the very last note, right? No, it's okay. But here, can we go from here? Making sure it doesn't really need to be so scientifically correct. You're actually going forward. It's almost like a wheel going forward. You are generating the drama, right? From there. Can I have more like pronunciations and not really hear every note? So sometimes the more control is actually less control. What do I mean by that? Because we are trying to do this. You are actually holding up a little muscles here, and you are not using the muscles here. Can you try to play here? And then I want to hear the sound, like clicking sound. Yes, that means your strength probably wasn't really go for all the way in here. Yeah, you want a lot more sound. Yeah. So I would actually practice on the wooden board sometimes to realize, okay, I'm actually holding out so much strength here. you looks like a lot of strength, but you know, you want to making sure all the sound is actually here and not here. Yeah. Okay. Let's just do this. Just that much. Da, 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 da. And then really feel like your here is paralyzed, and just here. Do a lot more. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Better. Okay. Now with pedal. The same thing with the pedal. Continue. Yeah. Sorry, we don't have a lot of time for you, but just few tiny things. One is the drama of the romantic work. I think it was lacking, and of course the difficult thing is legatos, right? I will just take 1 minute to talk about the very beginning. It's hard because it's almost, well, it is a beginning. However, the left hand kind of intrude, you know. So it's almost like the left hand is coming out from something, and the right hand is just starting. So it's almost like the two trains are going two different places and kind of meet together. You want to feel that because you were doing all too soft, you know. I think a lot of people trying to prepare. Then there's no momentum. You want to already starting before you play. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So you want to feel like there is something already starting. Generating before you play. Yeah. So try to hear in your ear ding, 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 for the whole bar, and then you go on. And that's better. But the left hand is the melody. So that's why he write a decrescendo. Yeah, I know it's so hard because the left hand is doing decrescendo, but the right hand is doing crescendo, right? So that's actually, you know, this piece is the most difficult work by Chopin, I think, one of the most difficult work. And it's great that you're already tackling on this difficult work. Yeah, thank you again. Good job.